Hi guys, today we're going to be seeing what would happen if Germany split up into these three pieces. I'm going to call this Southern Germany, East Germany, that sounds familiar, and West Germany, also sounds familiar. This is familiar. Okay, so we're going to have each of these try and make an empire. So first up, it's West Germany. Yeah. So it's not exactly happy that East Germany has Berlin, but even though it has Frankfurt, which is a big economic blow to East Germany, it's salty. Oh, and by the way, each country's capitals. I'm gonna make think these are the biggest cities: Frankfurt, Berlin for East Germany, and then here I'm gonna have Munich, which is like right here. So they want to get so West Germany wants to become more powerful before it attacks, you know, that thing over there, East Germany. So they want to attack the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg, and maybe Denmark if they feel like it, but they think that's going to be a little hard. So they decide that they want to declare war on these couple of countries. Wrong color. There we go. And yeah. So let's see the fronts. They start pushing into Belgium, and Luxembourg just kind of like dies really quickly, and they start pushing into Belgium quite a bit. And Belgium, it's fighting a lot, bloody battles, trying to fight as much as they can to defend their homeland. And West Germany is just barely making it through, and they're suffering huge casualties. I don't know where the capital of Belgium is, by the way, but they plan on making a huge encircling movement. They move up here, they move up there, and they encircle a huge amount of Belgian troops. And these amount of troops surrender. And then the rest of Belgium makes the wise decision and surrenders. Let's look at the peace treaty. We have full annexation of Belgium and Luxembourg by West Germany. These countries speak some German, but some of them, I think Luxembourg speaks a majority of French, and I think it's Belgium, it's 50-50. So they're going to have to do some population changing and stuff. But for now, it's good. They're good. But they declare war on color again. They declare war on the Netherlands, and the capital is Amsterdam right here. Now, the Netherlands, surprisingly, was actually quite prepared for this, and they're going to try and take Frankfurt, which is kind of dumb, but we're going to see what happens here. Change the color. And they actually make a big push here into Germany. It's not that big. And they make sure they defend their front lines here, and they start pushing into Germany. And they try and capture Frankfurt, but it doesn't go their way. Uh, Germany, on the other hand, West Germany, starts pushing in the north, and they make a spearhead trying to capture Amsterdam as fast as possible. And they keep pushing into the Netherlands, and the Netherlands has to get out some troops from here because they need to defend their front line over there. Until the Germans eventually push them out of their territory, and they start another push into the Netherlands. And they plan on making a circular movement here. Sorry that I use the word a lot, but it's a good tactic. And they keep pushing into the Netherlands quite a bit, and they make one united front right there. They keep pushing. And the Netherlands tries to make a counteroffensive. They split the German forces like that, but that's all they're gonna do. And then encirclement. They're able to encircle a large amount of Dutch troops, and they surrender. And now they're closing in onto Amsterdam. They're trying to get as close as they can, but the Netherlands is not having it. But they split them off anyway, and they start pushing into this area, which is quite weak. There's not military there because they're trying to defend the capital. And they keep pushing, but Netherlands is not surrendering, surprisingly. Keep pushing, and it's bloody battles over here. But then eventually the Netherlands surrender. Let's look at the peace treaty. And the Netherlands is fully annexed by West Germany, and it is now white because that is the extension of their empire until we have the huge battle royale between these three nations. So now it's East Germany's turn, and they don't like West Germany's expansion kind of movement, and they're kind of big. They kind of want to become big, so they decide it'll be a good idea if they invade. Wrong color. If they invade Denmark right here, just call all these little islands. The capital of Denmark, I believe, is Copenhagen, like somewhere here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, Yeah, and they're about to begin. They have a small navy here, but they're gonna get used to it because Denmark doesn't have a better navy anyway. And they make a little naval landing here, and they start pushing into Denmark. Denmark is not expecting this, but they put up a good defense on this little island until they surrender. And they're trying. Their main focus is to capture Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, and then see if Denmark surrenders, which I doubt will happen. But they keep pushing in, and it's a fierce battle here. But they are able to capture Copenhagen, and they push into Denmark's mainland, I should say, even though the capital is literally on an island. I think it is. I mean, I could be wrong. And they keep pushing into Denmark. Denmark keeps fighting back. Then they, of course, like all these Germans do, they plan an encirclement movement, and they encircle a large amount of Denmark troops, and these amount of troops surrender, and Denmark surrenders as well. Let's look at this peace treaty. Not surprisingly, full annexation. So this, if these two declare war, which they will, foreshadowing, this is going to be another front they can open up to attack West Germany at least. Now, after a lot of training and a lot of preparation, they feel confident enough to attack Czechia right here, and yeah, they're gonna start their invasion. And the capital is right there, Prague, probably. I think it's called Prague. Yeah, and sadly for them, Czechia was expecting this, and they make a big spearhead, and they unite their fronts, and they try and capture Berlin, and just defend their country as much as possible in the beginning. And East Germany is surprised in how strong they were, but after a lot of fierce fighting here, they are able to find a weak spot in their lines, and they attack, and they encircle these amount of troops, of course, encircling, kill them all, and they start pushing back Czechia, and they do so successfully. They push them out of their country, and now the invasion of Czechia begins. Now Czechia is not going to give up so easily, so they start attacking back, and it goes pretty well. They go back into Germany for the second time, but I don't know how they haven't predicted this by now, but encirclement, and they capture a lot of Czechian troops. Czechia troops, whatever it's called. And Prague is in sight, and they begin their offensive into Prague. And Prague is quite well defended, and it's going to be very hard for the East Germans to get it. And after months of fighting, they finally capture Prague. Uh, the Czechian forces were quite determined. Now they start pushing into the rest of Czechia, and they plan another encirclement movement, only much bigger, and they encircle a whole chunk of Czechia. And this chunk also surrenders. Finding no point to keep fighting on, Czechia as a whole surrenders. And yeah, East Germany now has a couple more land. Let's look at the peace treaty. No surprise here, full annexation. And now they want to just do one more country just to be safe, and they declare war on Slovakia here. And they are not going to have too much trouble here because their military is prepared for this. They capture the capital of Slovakia within days, and they start pushing into Slovakia quite a bit, and not wanting another encirclement, by the way. Not wanting to what happened to Czechia here, they decide maybe if they surrender now, there'll be a generous offer. I mean, you never know. So they surrender. Not much of a fight. Now let's see if they got their generous offer or not. And finally, for the first time in my channel's probably history, I haven't done full annexation. This has Slovakia, the rest of Slovakia has become a puppet, while this part has been full annexed. I mean, not full annexation, I'm so used to saying that now. Now, let's see what you got. Yeah, I'm looking at you, South Germany. Now that East Germany has made their kind of empire, it is South Germany's turn. And let's see if you're going to be able to fight this mess. So, they want to start expanding as well, but it's hard for them because on this direction they have France. They're obviously not going to invade the other Germanys because they're way too strong now, and Switzerland mountains, and plus no one wants to invade Switzerland. They're always neutral, so they only have really one direction to go, and yeah, Austria. Yeah, you're gonna be invaded. So have fun. So after months of preparation, because Austria is nothing to laugh about, they begin their invasion into Austria. Now, Austria surprisingly was actually prepared for this, and they start pushing into South Germany, but it's quickly stopped, and right back where it came from. They split the forces into two. They take over the panhandle of Austria, and these two forces surrender. That's a big blow to the Austrian army. They push them out of South Germany, and now they begin their big invasion of Austria. I don't know where Austria's capital is, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere here, maybe. I think Vienna, I think. Something like that. I don't know where it is exactly, though. And they keep pushing in. I think Vienna's here. And they capture what I think is Vienna. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And now they encircle these two areas, and they kill this area quickly. But this area has some resistance, and they keep defending their front lines. But meanwhile, they keep pushing into Austria. This part of Austria surrenders, and the whole of Austria surrenders. Let's look at the peace treaty. I don't think it's going to be that surprising. And unsurprisingly, full annexation by South Germany. Now they're looking more like a normal country, and yeah. Oh, and I can't believe I'm mentioning this late in the video, but there's no unions, UN, NATO. No, it's none. There's nothing. It's every country for itself. So now they want to invade at least one more country, and they decide that they're gonna invade Slovenia right here, and they're gonna begin their pushing now. Now Slovenia, I don't think it has even a strong military, so it's not that hard. I don't know where their capital is either, though. And they start pushing in, and unsurprisingly, Slovenia surrenders. Dun dun dun. Let's look at the peace treaty. And unsurprisingly, full annexation. You should have said it with me, guys. Let's say it again. Full annexation. I bet you that's going to become a meme if I get views. Now, after the quick victory in Slovenia, they're confident and they feel like, I got this. I think I can invade maybe one more country. And they decide to invade Croatia. Now, Croatia, it's something. They have a military, but after this ginormous thing, well, not ginormous, but experienced military, they're not going to stand much of a chance. And they have a plan. By the way, now that they have Slovenia, they have an entrance to the Adriatic Sea, and they want to get it bigger because this is kind of tiny. They want a bigger access to the Adriatic Sea because they don't want to be landlocked. So they push it into Croatia, and their plan is to split Croatia in two, which goes successfully. And they begin their broader push into Croatia. And this area doesn't have much of a military now, now that they've been cut off. And they make the wise choice and decide to surrender. I hope the capital's not here. They keep pushing into Croatia, and Croatia's not letting this happen, and they try and to stop this from happening. And they try and resist them, but you forgot something: encirclement tactics. And they encircle this, and a lot, pretty much all their military is captured right there. And now it's easy pickings for the South Germans, and Croatia surrenders. Let's look at the peace treaty. I bet you guys already know what it is. And unsurprisingly, say it along with me, folks, full annexation. Yeah, South Germany fully annexes Croatia. Now it is time for the big battle royale of the Germanies. In this video, we have East Germany, West Germany, and South Germany versus. So, what's happening here is these two countries, West Germany and South Germany, they just really want Berlin here, and they don't like that there's a giant power right next to them, even though they're two giant powers, and they decided it'd be a good idea to start invading. But little do they know that East Germany was prepared for this. They call in everything they got. They have their puppet even. So, Germany, yeah, East Germany, has a plan. They're going to try and cut off resources from these two countries over this front line. So they put a lot of forces into here to try and stop this from happening. And it goes pretty successful until they're stalemated right about here, because that's just way too far for one country. And along the other fronts, they try and defend, except for here, and they try and get Munich with the spearhead over here, but that's gonna probably not gonna happen. And from here, they know that Western Germany is very, very strong compared to Southern Germany. So their main objective here is to cut this part off with their bases in Greenland and is in the north. And they get really close to that. I mean, really, really close. They start pushing and pushing from Denmark, and they get so close, in fact, that it's pretty much the same thing basically, because this front line right there, it's going to be very hard to defend. So they don't exactly do it, but it's close enough for them, and this is the front lines right now. Little do they know what's going to happen to them. Now that their militaries have encountered this and they realized how strong Eastern Germany is, Western Germany decides, oh, you want to play a game, eh? You want to play the encirclement game, hey? And encirclement. They put a huge amount of forces here, encircle these forces here. These forces eventually surrender, and these forces are pushed out of West Germany, and they begin their invasion of this is gonna be a long name, Eastern Germany, Eastern German Denmark. That's hard to remember. They do a naval landing here, and most of Denmark is taken, including the old capital, Copenhagen. Southern Germany also likes encirclements. They just can't stop doing it. Or cutoffs, to be specific. And both, but for now, both West Germany and South Germany, they they push out their main objective here in the south or in the middle of the countries is to push out West Germany from their borders, and they do just that. And South Germany starts a little advance there and a little advance here, gonna try and cut off this area from the rest of mainland Eastern Germany. And it's fierce battles from here on out. So Western Germany begins to try and push these two back a bit, but that was the main force right there. Surprisingly, they weren't very smart. Then they start, and West Germany starts to push into try and capture Berlin. They make a spearhead right there, and they keep pushing, and they encircle these forces here, and Southern Germany is very close to cutting these forces here off from the rest of mainland Germany, and Denmark is fully taken as shown. Now let's just watch the collapse of Eastern Germany. Hasn't that happened before? Regardless, Southern Germany is able to cut this part of Germany from Germany. So much Germany is in this video. And they begin pushing in, and eventually they start invading the puppet here. Wow, that's orange. Very interesting. They keep pushing. What the? This is so weird. Now they're gonna begin their invasion. What? Not begin their invasion. Why are they beginning their invasion? They're already so much. Okay, never mind. And they keep pushing in, and Western Germany captures Berlin. Dun dun dun. And just like that, they cut off this area from that area, and this area surrenders. This area finds no point of keep fighting. They surrender. This area surrenders as well. Now, let's look at the peace treaty, and now we're going to find out who will control all of Germany. Dun, dun, dun. Here's the peace treaty. This is quite interesting. So, West Germany, or I'm going to call this Northern Germany and Southern Germany from now on. Northern Germany was able to get Berlin, all of Denmark, and a couple more lands here and here. Well, Southern Germany is technically bigger. They were able to get a big, or I think, no, a big part of Czechia, or all of Czechia, and all of Slovakia. They annexed this instead of making it a puppet, and now they just look like one giant T. So, these two countries are now at war. So now the capital of northern Germany has changed from Frankfurt, which was like over here, to Berlin. First off, because it's safer and it's just a bigger city, I think. So they begin their push into southern Germany. Their main objective is to capture Munich, which is the capital of southern Germany, which I think is around here. So they begin their push, and these two countries know they've fought together, so they know their tactics. Some of these soldiers have even fought together against Western Germany. But regardless, the Northern Germany's plan is to encircle all these forces here and then capture Munich, and that is what they're going to do. And surprisingly, Southern Germany does not predict that it is going to be an encirclement movement, and forces eventually realize it and they start evacuating, but it's too late. A huge encirclement happens, and yeah, this part of southern Germany is captured. And now it's a big fight over here to try and capture Munich. Huge fights are happening, really bloody, for a few kilometers of land, and southern Germany begins their main counteroffensive. They push back here because they don't want their capital to be captured. They try and split the forces, which is unsuccessful, and they just overall try and push the northern Germans back, which is pretty successful, but they've wasted their resources now. And they capture forces here, and it's like nothing happened, basically. Northern Germany continues their advance into southern. They're able to capture Munich, which I think is over here. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And now it's their overall invasion of southern Germany. Now with the mainland basically taken, the rest of the country isn't exactly very loyal, and they start revolting. And now it's basically just a breeze through. The military is collapsing. They cut off this area. This area surrenders. This area surrenders. Let's look at the final peace treaty of this video. And of course, you guessed it, full annexation. Now, northern Germany has access to the Adriatic Sea, and they are our winner of the Germanies. So here is our new German Empire, basically. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Smash that like button, obliterate it like the northern Germans did to the southern Germans, and no offense. And subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. I can't force any of you guys to. Uh, I just hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this is a thick Germany. Have a great day, evening, or morning. Bye!